Good morning to all of you. Today I will tell you about the rate of transpiration, how to measure by a Ganox photometer. So Ganox photometer, that is an apparatus, or simply photometer is an apparatus which is used to measure the rate of transpiration. Okay, so it consists of a long graduated tube. It is bent at right angles, and here another tube is also inserted here, and where it is airtight, and the twig can be inserted in the tube which is present at right angles. And in comparison to this, there is a small scale. Okay, and this scale arrangement, that is connected to a beaker filled with water, half filled with water. Okay, now what you have to do, this is water reservoir. Here it is water reservoir. So other end you have the wide mouthed tube into which a twig you can insert. So now coming on to the process. First the photometer is filled with water, then a twig which is cut, it is placed in the second tube, and it is fixed with the cork or screw gauge, you can tell. Now the apparatus is made airtight here also, and then this air bubble is introduced in this chamber. Okay, this chamber, air bubble is introduced carefully. Okay, and the tip of end is kept in beaker filled with water. So this end is kept in the beaker filled with water. Initial position of air bubble is measured. It is kept into consideration. Apparatus is left undisturbed for some time. Now the final position of air bubble is noted, and the time is also noted. This is your scale. Okay, time is also noted, and the position of air bubble is also noted. So distance travelled by the air bubble will give the rough estimate of the rate of transpiration. Okay, it is based on assumption that the amount of water absorbed is almost equal to the water transpired. So this is the assumption. Without the assumption, you cannot go with the photometer experiment. So assumption what you have to do, that the rate of transpiration is roughly equal to the water, means transpired is roughly equal to the amount of water absorbed. Okay, now see here, what is happening when you are putting this air bubble, and after some time what is happening when the transpiration is occurring. So this water along with this air bubble along with water will move to some distance, because when the transpiration is occurring from here, this water will be carried out to this one. Okay, so this water along with this air bubble along with water, it will move to some distance. Okay, that distance is counted and measured. So this experiment shows that the rate of transpiration by Ganox photometer, it is there. Means time duration is also there, and the movement and the scale is also there, that how much it has moved in how much time. So roughly by dividing that one, we can measure the rate of transpiration. So this is Ganox photometer. Ganox was the scientist, his name it is given. Now another one is Darwin's photometer. So in Darwin's photometer also we are doing the same thing. The only difference is all the basic things will be same. The only difference is here you were having the horizontal scale in the Ganox photometer, but in Darwin's photometer you have vertical scale over here. Rest everything is same. This cylinder is also there. This one, another one where you have to put the twig is also there. Then it is also connected to the water chamber here. Okay. So when the transpiration will occur, so this here you have to introduce the air bubble. So here also you have to introduce air bubble, and due to that air bubble, when the transpiration will occur, it will move along with this air bubble. So the rate of movement of the air bubble, first you have to put the take into consideration the position of the air bubble and the time duration in which this air bubble has moved. So keeping this in consideration, you can measure the rate of transpiration by Gannon's photometer and this Darwin's photometer. These two experiments are very important. How to measure the rate of transpiration. Okay. So we have dealt with the transpiration rate. Now coming on to the significance. So now two things what you have to keep in mind while using the photometer. So the first thing is air bubble should be introduced carefully in the capillary tube. So in the capillary tube, when you are putting some air bubble, you have to be very much careful. Then first one, the photometer measures the rate of absorption of water. Most of the transpiration, but some of them are used in the metabolic process also. So this gives a rough estimate only. It is not a proper estimation of the transpiration. It will give you only a rough estimate, because already we have assumed that the rate of transpiration will be equal to the rate of absorption of water. But when the rate of absorption of water is there, some of the water can be used or will be used by the plant for the metabolic activities. Okay, so it gives a rough estimation. It is not a correct estimation of the rate of absorption or rate of transpiration. Okay, so this is the assumption, things to keep in mind, and the twigs should be kept cut under water so that no air goes into the xylem. So while you are cutting the twig, it should be cut under the water so that none of the air can go inside the xylem vessels, which might stop or harm the absorption of water. Okay. Now coming on to the significance of transpiration. So first one, ascent of sap. Second, minerals are also absorbed. Then it is translocation of water. Then it increases the water absorption rate. Same thing is written. And the rapid movement, evaporation of water from the leaf and its consequent absorption of latent heat from the leaf tissues keep the temperature. So the temperature is constant by the help of transpiration. Okay, there are some drawbacks also. So the drawback is excessive transpiration. If it will happen, the plant will wilt. Okay, it will become dry and fall off. The leaf will fall off. Second one, it creates water loss, which may make the land like a desert, since plants will die eventually due to excessive water loss. So if suppose it is there, due to the transpiration, the soil can, the water content, the moisture content in the soil can be lost, it can become dry, and as a result what will happen, it will just make it that soil, it can be converted into a desert, or the moisture content will be very less. Okay, the next thing we will discuss in the next video. Till then,